From LA Late News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LA Late.
It's a major morning as economic data is released. New data on housing weaker than expected. The latest details on Treasury yields going higher as the stocks are also going higher with a bear market rally underway. Confusing market? I'll analyze and explain it for you in this big broadcast live from the shores of Santa Monica, California. It's a lot going on today. We had existing home sales falling. I'll explanation why as the 30-year fixed mortgage approaches nearly 7%. The yen falling to the lowest level since 1990. That's the Japanese currency. Then Treasury yields may peak by the end of the year. Who said that first? I did, but another analyst saying the same thing today as well. The American Association of Individual Investors showing the confidence level getting worse across the board. Philadelphia Manufacturing Index that shows whether we're growing or shrinking as an economy. We shrunk more than expected. I'll have all these details today live on air. Jobless claims, you know what today is, the jobless claims number. What happened? All the latest on that number. It's shocking. It's not as bad as it was in June, but we're nearly back to there across the board. And this, my friends, is why you want to get to all the incredible stimulus. In this recording, in the big second half, we have massive stimulus. Federal stimulus checks, FSCs, incredible amounts of money, $300,000, single individual, $75,000, let's go get it. And married couple with children, without children, on benefits. Stay in the big second half as we go over all these nearly 300 checks of FSCs. Inflation relief stimulus checks, the huge money coming up as well in the big second half. Lifetime stimulus checks, massive elements, a lot of breaking news happening on that. Moreover, could stocks rally throughout the end of the year? I said first, but other analysts are saying the same thing today as well. We have a series of companies reporting corporate earnings. Did they beat or did they miss? You're going to be surprised on this one. And then what's going on with Tesla? And then what's going on with that housing data? It's a big morning. And we got a lot of major breaking news to go over. Nearly 10 to 15 pages of notes on today's morning broadcast. Toast is toasting. The butter is buttering. The coffee's brewing, and there's that butter. The bacon's missing. Let's get to the breaking news. It all starts right here, right now, as a big, bold, beautiful morning to LA gets underway. And good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a beautiful day. It is gorgeous here along the coast in Santa Monica, California. Big week underway. And a lot of major news breaking just minutes ago. Promise me this, you'll stay to the big second half because we have massive stimulus to go over with you. Nearly $100,000 of checks that started with check A, B, and C of FSCs. Then we got more checks after that, bringing us to hundreds of checks of FSCs. Then we got the inflation relief stimulus checks and more. It's a big second half. And I'm excited you're here. Let's get to the breaking news on a big day. How are you? You're doing great. It's exciting to have you with me on another live broadcast of Mornings LA starting right now. It's a jam-packed news day. Let's get right into that breaking news, and it is all quite surprising. Sales of existing home sales fell 1.5% in the month of September compared to the month of August. That is going to the National Association of Home Realtors. And the average 30-year fixed mortgage is surging higher. I'm predicting to go to 7% by the end of the year. It's impacting the sales of the homes. That housing data coming up later in the broadcast. But first, we start with the Japanese yen. Their currency is dropping to the lowest levels against the U.S. dollar since 1990. This is as the finance minister of Japan, Suzuki, says appropriate steps will be taken against excess volatility. This is as the British pound has been falling dramatically, leading up to the major announcement of its former Prime Minister Liz Truss announcing her resignation this morning, featured live on air on this channel on that LA Shorts. Thank you for watching that LA Shorts, which happened as soon as Liz Truss announced it. I had it first on this channel. Double Lines Capital Gunlack says Treasury yields may peak by the end of the year. Who said that first? I did. The 2 and the 10 all going up higher. and he's expecting them to peak by the end of the year. Absolutely. We'll have more about that in a second. Bearish rally? Yes. A bear market rally is underway. What is a bear market rally? We are going down as a market, so that means bear, down, stocks down, bear, bull is up. And so there is, as you go down, a period in which times in which you go up for a few days, a few weeks, maybe a month. I'm predicting a bear market rally up between now and December. Why? Because every year in December you have a Santa Claus rally. I knew this as a kid. Most people grew up their entire life long knowing about a bear market rally, but perhaps you're learning it right today on this channel. Bear market rallies always happen in December, and then by January, you fall apart. And you even have a bear market rally in a bear market. So I expect the stocks to go up. But here's what investors are thinking. National Association of Individual Investors survey released minutes ago showed that the respondents are more bearish, negative, at 56%, up from 55%, but not as high as they were about a month ago at 61%. Interesting, because stocks have been up in the last few days, but they are not happy, investors, but not as unhappy as they were the month before. Philadelphia Manufacturing Index Survey, featured before on this channel. The Philadelphia Federal Reserve releases an index once a month that shows whether the economy is growing or whether it's shrinking. If it's growing, it's a positive number like 1 or 2. If it's shrinking, it's a negative number like a -3. So the number was -5 last month. What do you think the number is this month? Jump in the live chat right now. What do you think the number negative is right now? It's -5 last month. And I'll go back over that in a second. BTIG's technical strategist, Jonathan Krinsky, confirms my reporting. He believes that the bear market rally will continue by the end of the year based upon the charts. The narrative right now is led by one's bias. Bulls view that this is basically the bottom and that we're trying to rally up. Bears think that it's just a matter of time, that will argue that stocks are a little bit more complacent. It's only a matter of time until they catch up with the bond movements. Do I agree with him? Well, for the bears, I do. Let me explain to you why. Bulls, of which there's like 2 left, bulls think that we've hit the bottom of the market and this is as bad as it's going to get for the next year and a half, and that great times are here to stay. Yeah, that's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And those bulls, just they live in la la land. Did I do that? Yeah, the bulls live in la la land. This is not a bull market. If they think it is, they are. Yeah. The bears, which is basically everyone else, realizes that we will have times in which we rally up. Now, here's something you've never learned before on this channel. Chartist or technical analyst. When you look at a chart, you are a chartist or a technical analyst. Most people in part are a chartist or a technical analyst because you need to understand, how much are we down? I need to look at a chart of this. And that's what I grew up on, and that's what you should as well. At least look at charts a little bit now and then, because you can't remember what it looks like compared to 6 months ago. I don't remember what it looks like visually 6 months ago. I need to see a chart. And then I see the chart, I'm like, oh, that's scary. That looks like a San Francisco hairstyle. That's really scary, that chart. That looks like a lobster shorts at the holiday party at the corporation. That looks really bad. As when you see those charts, then you realize it across the board. Okay, let's go back to that analysis. Did you get it right? I asked you, what do you think the Philadelphia Manufacturing Index showed for contraction of the U.S. economy? It was -5 last month. What did you say? If you said -8.7, you got it right. Wow. That is a really negative number. Meantime, you saw what happened this morning or did not? Well, let me tell you right now. Jobless claims jumped in the last few weeks, but down slightly today. Jobless claims came in at 214,000, down from last week's at 230,000. Ouch. So I did not have the jobless claims number last week on this channel, but 230, when did that happen? Let's recap. The jobless claims number on this channel was 140,000 first-time jobless claims in April. Then we watched as it went from 140 to 200, And I predicted it would go to 230. It did. Then it went to 260, as I predicted it did. And then it came all the way back down to 188. So I have not featured this number on this channel for a few weeks, as I assume it's still down at 188. Out of nowhere, it went to 230 last week. I missed it. Sorry. And today it's 214. That is not a good number across the board. And that's why you want to get a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. There is massive stimulus. And the big second half, we're going to go over all those incredible stimulus checks. But first, let's go over an overview of the first and most important of these checks, FSCs. FSCs, federal stimulus from the President and Congress. The President passed his checks in the month of March, $100,000. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. If you rent, if you're on benefits, if you're not, if you have children, if you don't, go get it. We're going to go over all those incredible FSC checks in just a second, the big second half. Then came along Congress that passed other checks, E through K. I'm not breaking news today as well about that E check as well. Become a member. Become part of the Purple Power family, because that's where people clean up. $300,000 of checks in the LA newsletter, Monday through Friday. L&M, N&O, P&Q were other checks I found for you across the board. We're going to go over all these incredible FSC, federal stimulus checks, in just a second. Then came inflation relief stimulus checks, ISC, that are absolutely huge. We'll go over those in just a second. And then lifetime stimulus checks, because once your benefits go up, they never go down. But let's go back into the breaking news that impacts your wallet and why you got to get those incredible stimuluses right now. So, Krinsky believes that the rally will continue through December. I agree as well. What do other analysts say? Well, they're looking at those third quarter corporate earnings. Now, remember, third quarter corporate earnings started last week, and they continue this week, and they continue next week. No one explains this at all to anyone, so let me explain it to you. But you may have heard on this channel, but it's been a while, so let me remind you. Back in May, corporations said the inflation and the recession is hurting our business. So we're going to downward guide our third quarter earnings for later this year when we report them in October, November. So instead of, let's say, a $10 third quarter, we're going to have an $8 third quarter. They downward guided in May. Now they're reporting those actual earnings. And instead of 8, it's a 9, for example. So it's a beat. But that's why it's important for me to recap this for you. It's a beat on a downward guided number. It's not as high as was expected to be earlier this year. So let's jump into the live chat again right now. Let me give you some companies, and let me ask you, do you think they were a beat or miss? A beat means they came in higher than expected. A miss means they came in lower than expected. American Airlines, beat or miss? Right in the live chat. The American beat, beat or miss, your state. AT&T, beat or miss, your state. And I'll answer your answer. I'll go over that with you in a second. And then Tesla, beat or miss, your state. And I'll go over the answers with you in just a second. Here's a surprising data that may impact your voting in the live chat. A new report released minutes ago says that of the 64 companies in the S&P that have reported third quarter earnings through today, 70% have been beats. Yeah, you're changing your answer right now. I see you. You're going like, oh, I can't change it. It's already posted on the live chat. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. You can't erase that post. But if you haven't written it, maybe you're going to change your answer right now. 70% of the companies that reported so far, they have been beats. Meantime, one of the most important data points on this channel, the yield curve inversion is more inverted. What is this? If you put money in the bank for 10 years, do you get more money from the bank if it's in the bank for 10 years, your money, than if it's in the bank for 3 months? Of course you do. That is because the 10-year interest rate is more than 3 months in the bank, obviously. But what happens when it inverts, where keeping your money in the bank for 10 years pays you less than keeping the money in the bank for 3 months? That's called inversion, reverse. And the yield curve inversion happens during a recession. That yield curve inversion right today is more inverted than it's ever been on this channel. I featured this before, but I want to explain again. The 3 and the 10-year yield curve inversion today reinforces that a recession is in the offering and the economic downturn is underway, says a report today by LPL's financial analyst Quincy Crosby. And there you go. And that is why you had to get that stimulus. Let's go over to those incredible stimulus checks. Let's understand where these FSCs came from, and let's look at some of those incredible sums of money. Those FSC checks came from the federal government. That's why they're called FFC. They came from Congress and the President of the United States. And where did it come from and how did it start? Back in the month of March, the President of the United States passed a series of checks, A, B, and C. Single individual, $75,000 less, you qualify. Married couple, $150,000 less, you qualify. And you want to get those incredible checks across the board. Let's look at those first three checks of A, B, and C, starting right now. Check A is $6,500 to $12,000. And it's just absolutely incredible. A $6,500 to $12,000 for stimulus check in every U.S. state. This is the check that Spelly got. You want to get as well. How do you get this incredible check? You go under the video and join the channel. Become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. And then you go down to check A, click the link in the membership newsletter, and go and apply. You're not done there yet. You're going to go get check B. Check B is $15,000 to $80,000. It's a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. How do you get this incredible check? You go right in this video, you become a member, and go get that incredible check B. What are you watching so far? You're watching LALATE, America's #3 most watched financial news channel in America, launched in spring of 2020. Now the #3 most watched financial news channel in American broadcasting, with 3 channels, LA1, LA2, and LA3. In those 2 years, I've gotten viewers $50 million from this channel. And that should be your opportunity as well. There's nearly 100 new members joining daily to this channel. Welcome to all new members. Your new viewers, come on over. And welcome to the returning members as well. In the case of Check B, you're going to go right down the membership newsletter to where you see Check B. You click the link and you go right in and apply. Frank Mancuso is an example of that success story. He joined the channel, which only takes a few dollars to become a member. And in less than 30 days, he walked away with thousands of dollars, nearly $10,000. He got 18 months of mortgage, 18 months of utilities, 18 months of high-speed internet. Another viewer out of Florida getting nearly 100 checks of Check B in just a few days. That's why you want to become a member. But we're not done with our checks there. We're going to go get some Check C. Rent, utilities, mortgage, assistance, and more. It's incredible. Go become a member, go down the membership newsletter, you see Check C, and go get that rent, utilities, mortgage, assistance, and more. Promise me 2 things. Number 1, you'll stay in the big second half because I have a lot more checks to go over. And number 2, in the case of Check C, reach out to all the places in the membership newsletter. For Check C, I tell you who to call, where to say, and how, what to say, and how to say it. Let's recap. Check B. Average viewer of this channel is getting 18 months of mortgage, 18 months of checks, 5 checks a month. That is 80 to 100 checks. Yes, there's 8,100 checks for Check B. There's also 80 to 100 checks for Check C. But with Check C, I have 12 places to reach out to for those incredible 80 to 100 checks. Yes, they're all in the membership newsletter. That's how you rock and roll. Let's look at some of those incredible success stories that viewers have gotten from Check B and Check C. Here are some Check C success stories over the last year. Do you want $30,000 of rent? Go get that incredible Check C. 2 viewers just a few weeks ago getting 14 months of rent each. Do you want 12 months of utilities? Well, go get that incredible utilities. Lynn Glenn getting 14 months of utilities. If she's in the live chat, Lynn says, say hello to everyone. Viewers are getting utilities in record numbers. Here's Mark, who's at $6,500. He went from $6,500 to even more. But his brother-in-law got $15,000 of utilities, $250,000 of SNAP. And Mark went from $32,000 to $166,000 as a member of this channel. He went to $50,000, then $100,000, then he went to $166,000. Here's Lorraine. She was at $105,000 from this channel for just a few dollars to become a member. Why would you not? She walked away with $155,000, and she's on this channel every day getting more money. So what do? You go into this video, you become a member, go right down where it says join the channel. Join LA1, LA2, or LA3. Subscribe. And make sure you hit that bell so you get all notifications set to all on. We're going to continue those checks in the big second half, but let's go right back into the breaking news. Before that, I asked you, what do you think happened with those 3 companies? Beat or miss? Let's see if you got it right. American Airlines, beat or miss third quarter corporate earnings. If you said beat, you've been watching this channel. I'm predicting the airlines and the hotels, that's travel, leisure, and hospitality, to be major beats all this third quarter and all this fourth quarter that's reported next year. And I don't see them going down anytime soon. Why? My prediction is Americans are spending on debt, credit card debt, massive sums of money to travel. It's unjustified, but for some reason, they have no qualms putting this travel on debt and yet unable to pay for the debt at a later date. So I do see those travel and leisure stocks continue to rally up. American Airlines up 3% in pre-market trading based upon its beat across the board today. AT&T, did you have AT&T a beat or a miss? Did you get this right? If you said beat, you got it right. The stock is up 2% in pre-market trading. And Tesla, this is a hard one. Did you say beat or miss? Okay. So some analysts looked at the data and says it was a miss. Some analysts look at the data and says it's a beat. So I look at the data, I see it's a beat. Here's Adam Jonas at Morgan Stanley. He says it's a very strong quarter, and he's reiterating an overweight. Overweight means not only buy, but add a lot more of it. We think that there's a lot of uncertainty, but here's another analyst. The valuation is unjustified. And we think that they will continue to not fulfill these levels. The stock is down 5% in pre-market trading. Was down 5% in pre-market trading. Confusing, it really is. In the big second half, we go over more about these incredible checks. Plus, you have my predictions on where this economy is going and where it's heading in the next few weeks of this month and by the end of the year. We're just getting started. I'll see you back in 60 seconds as Mornings LA continues on air.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Daily for the excitement of the new LA live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LA at 9 a.m. Home LA returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LA at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA Late.
And the excitement continues in a big second half, live from the Santa Monica right now. Boy, I'm looking at some of your answers in the live chat, and Diane Marie got it, and Tina got it really right on that negative number. Tina came right in at -7 for that Philadelphia Fed. Wow, great job on predicting that correct. And had the beat on American Airlines, and Clifford's in the live chat as well. Hello to Diana additionally this morning. So you're doing really well on your predictions. Keep them up, and we'll be going over more about this today on a big new afternoon show as well. Let's continue with these incredible FSCs. Congress came along and passed a series of checks, E through K. And those incredible E through K checks heat up right now. E, $7,500. So we have a major breaking news on that check E. A new report released last weekend says that when you go get check E, either get that whole or get a part, but you don't get to pick up the remainder of it in another year. Here's an example. When you go get that check E, you get the $7,500, or let's say a part of it, $5,000. But you cannot get the remainder of it, let's say $2,500 in another year. So prepare accordingly. It's all in the membership newsletter. Check F, $4,000. Wow. Check G, a wonderful 30% off. Just incredible. Check H, $2,000. Wow. Check I, 8,000. Insane. Check J, 8,000. Insane. And check K, $14,000. My goodness, that's incredible. Again, these are FSC, federal stimulus checks from Congress, from the President of the United States. They are from those people in Washington, D.C. They're therefore in every U.S. state. But I found more checks for you. Check L. Check L is $100,000 on average of loan interest-free money. Whoa. Check M, $4,000 of grant money. Incredible. Then we go to check N, my favorite stimulus item. A brand new tablet, a brand new computer, a brand new laptop, $100 towards them. And most tablets are less than $100. This is incredible. Just incredible. Plus free internet for all. Stimulus O, 0 down payment, 0 closing costs, 0 credit check, and 0 insurance for existing home buyer and a new home buyer, and then stimulus P for existing home buyer, 3% down and $8,000 of closing costs. Just incredible. Let's recap these incredible FSCs for you right now. First, again, they are from the federal government. FSC, federal stimulus checks. Number 2, biggest check, $100,000. Smallest check, $8,000. Fastest routing time, 2 days. Johnny started on Monday. By Wednesday, he had $45,000. By Friday, he had $85,000 with 15 applications in and 7 of them approved. Yes, about a 50% rejection rate, but a 50% approval rate. He continued the next week, helping his mom and dad, gave them each $50,000, and then his 20-plus neighbors gave them $200,000 over the next 2 months, 3 months approximately. That's incredible. What are these FSC checks? We have something for everything. The rent, the utilities, the mortgage, the home appliances, the refrigerator, the furnace, the home repairs, the car, the computer, the tablet, the internet. Literally something for everyone. These are your incredible FSCs. You become a member. You go right under this video and join this channel. Join LA1, LA2, or LA3. Get that membership newsletter. And let's go over something new on Mornings LA. It's called Time Zone Check. I want you to jump in the live chat and write your time zone name. If you don't, I'm going to teach you it right now. What time zone is the Pacific in Los Angeles? It's called Pacific Standard Time Zone. And what is the Pacific Standard Time Zone right now? It's just a little bit before 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time right now. What is the time zone for New York and New Jersey, Delaware, Rhode Island? That is Eastern Standard Time Zone. What time is it right now? It's early afternoon. Then, what time zone is the Midwest, like Missouri and Illinois? Central Standard Time. And what time zone is the mountain region, like Arizona? Mountain Time. So that LA newsletter is delivered from me to you Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, my time, which is 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is Central Standard Time, 9 o'clock, and Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. And there you go. That is your time zone check for today. Now, let's go into the other breaking news that impacts your wallet, and that is the housing data. The existing home sales fell. Now, we've been featuring housing data bad, poor on this channel since May, when the National Association of Home Builders reported existing home sales down, new home starts down, builder confidence down, housing recession underway. But the data released today is really fascinating. You'll see me on Afternoons LA reading as a cold read and sort of staring at it thinking, this is really fascinating. I've never seen data like this. Let me explain to you what it is. Existing home sales fell 1.5% in the month of September, as expected. Then, this is because mortgage rates are going higher. This is expected. I'm predicting the 30-year fixed mortgage to go 7%. It's getting really close to it. It was 3% early this year. But here's Lawrence Young with the data. Despite weaker sales, multiple offers are still coming in, with a quarter of homes selling above list price due to limited inventory, and that the current lack of inventory is making this housing market look very different than the last recession for housing from 2008 to 2010. And home owners love their 3% mortgage rate and they don't want to give it up. That's a lot of data in 2 sentences. Let me recap, and I got to tell you, this is really fascinating. Let's take it back and let's put ourselves in the position of someone who owns a home. You have a home, you bought the home before this year, so you have the old mortgage rate. The old mortgage rate is really cheap, 3%. You like the home, you have a 3% mortgage rate, but you were thinking of selling the home and getting a nice profit of the home. And then this happened. You realize, well, if you have to move to another home, you're not going to get a 3% mortgage anymore. You're going to get nearly a 7% mortgage. You don't want a 7% mortgage. You won't be able to afford a 7% mortgage. You don't want to move. Then you realize you can afford the home. You're going to stay in the home and not sell. Moreover, you look at the prices of the homes selling out there. Yun doesn't really go over this, and I don't really agree with the first half of the sentence. The price of the homes is coming down. So you're not getting the price of the home that you would like to when you sell it. This is fascinating. So what is the summation of it? It's going to look different than 2010, 2008, where the mortgage rate was not doing crazy things. The mortgage rate was basically the same, but people couldn't sell the homes. So we had 20 homes in the market go to 100 homes in the market, go to 300 homes in the market. No one buying, thank foreclosure, implosion. Yeah, not happening this time because the mortgage rates is keeping the homeowners from selling the home because they cannot go buy a new home. Now, here's the catch. Some of the people who are homeowners cannot afford the home even at 3% mortgage. They bought the home as a speculative buy to flip the home. You and I don't know what percentage of the market that is. It's generally a smaller percentage than people can really afford the home. So what's important to understand is that housing falls apart early in recession. It may not fall apart the way we think it's going to fall apart, but we really don't know because we don't know how many people can afford a cheaper mortgage rate for a 3% home that they already own if the economy falls apart. It depends on whether they bought as a speculative buy or whether they really bought to own the home. And they bought to own the home, then they can afford it. Then they can really afford it, and the housing market may not implode as much as we originally thought. This is all breaking news. You've never heard this before on this channel, and it's all teed up based upon the data. It's my analysis, and it's really something I never thought would ever happen. It's just happening right today. Now, let's go back into where this market is going for the rest of this week, the rest of the month, and then what's going out thereafter. So, as you go down in a market, in a recession, slowing economy, as the viewer in the live chat got that -7 right, she said, yeah, the economy's contracting. As we go down, you don't always go straight down. You go down, then maybe you go up for a week or a day or maybe a month, and you go back down again. Everyone and their sister and brother now agrees with me that there will be a Santa Claus rally. Santa Claus rally's expression is a data point that's been around for decades. I knew it was going up as a child. The markets rally in the month of December, and then they fall apart in January. So people always rally up, Santa Claus rally, up in the month of December. Bear down, bull up. But as you go down as a bear, you can still have a Santa Claus rally. Yeah, we haven't had a bear market in many years, and this is the first Santa Claus rally in a bear market. So I predict the market to rally up sporadically over the next few days and then few weeks. Now here's where it gets confusing. I've always taught you, stocks up, bonds down. Bonds up, stocks down. That's going to be different between now and December 31st, so I don't want you to be confused. Stocks will go back up in the next few weeks, but bonds will also go up as well. Here are my predictions. 30-year fixed mortgage to 7%. I've been doing that prediction for a few months. We're almost there. The 2-year Treasury note, I said it's going to go to 5%. In the last 3 weeks, I've had this prediction when it was at 4%. Before that, it was at 2%. I'm getting this one to rise well because it's nearly at 4.6% right now. Cryptocurrency has really held itself up. It has really not imploded. The valuations on them have not gotten any worse. Decentraland Knights are in the live chat right now. I see them. Decentraland's hovering at about 60 cents, which is pretty good. It hasn't gone lower. It was hovering about 70 cents, but Bitcoin and Ethereum really have not fallen apart. You know, Bitcoin is basically at the same levels it's been for the last 2-3 months as Ethereum, you know, up and down 4% every few days, but really relatively flat. That's reassuring. But here is my final analysis across the board. Number one, you got to be prepared accordingly, and you prepare by getting as much stimulus as you can. Number two, you reduce that debt. Number three, you understand what's going to be coming around. Here's my final question for you right now. When do you believe, jump in the live chat, which month do you believe that the real hurt is going to be felt by the average American? That more Americans will say, I can't do this. I have debts that are now 6 months overdue. I don't have the money for it. I'm in big trouble. When do you believe that wake up call will happen? Which month? In the last few weeks, viewers have said January. I initially thought it was going to be October. I was wrong. It's further out because apparently people have more ability to raise debt or put things on credit card than I thought. When do you think people are going to really have that wake-up call? Again, earlier in this recording, I said that people are traveling, putting on the debt on the credit card, and they're traveling record numbers this third quarter, this fourth quarter, and that reality check won't hit until they look at that credit card and say, I can't pay it. Art Sullivan had a beautiful comment on yesterday's live chat. So did another viewer. Said, LA, you're bringing an enormous amount of information now to the shows more than ever before. I really appreciate it. Daily videos on this channel now are now being prepped with me with nearly 10 to 20 pages of notes per video. And then when I condense it down, it goes sometimes down to 7 pages, single space, or 6 pages, single space. It's absolutely very dense videos right now. So I really appreciate the applause from viewers saying they're learning so much. There's so much information in the videos. Number 2, another viewer had a fascinating comment yesterday. She said, congratulations to people in Florida getting their check B, but there's no other money except in Florida. When I say the comment, I can't say it with a straight face without breaking out of laughing. If you've been a long-time viewer, why I'm laughing. Because during the pandemic, people in Florida always used to say, there's money everywhere else but in Florida. And I used to always have to go county by county in 2020 on this channel. There's money in Naples. But I'm not in Naples. There's money in Collier. But I'm not in Collier. There's money in Tampa. I'm not in Tampa. I used to fight with viewers every county by county in Florida. Show them there's money in Florida. Now I have viewers saying, oh, the money is in Florida. There's no money anywhere else but in Florida. Well, that was one viewer. No, but I appreciate that laugh you're giving me. Finally, I had a great message come in from one viewer on private messaging overnight. It said, it was a town of 4 in a county of 5. And I've never heard of this county or town, of course, because it's 4 people. And she said, I'm in the town of blah. Can you find me a stimulus check? I'm sorry, I don't cover blah stimulus checks. I'm in the county of blah, blah. I'm sorry, I don't cover blah, blah, blah either. I cover federal stimulus checks. Let's go over to some inflation relief stimulus checks. ISC. Inflation relief stimulus checks. Where do you get them? They're in the membership newsletter. Go down to check D like donut. Open the membership newsletter, check D, and go over that. It shows the state. Then it shows the amount. Then it shows the website to go track the check and learn everything about the check. The average inflation relief stimulus check, $1,000. It's just incredible. Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Most states have it. You're not going to feature it on the local news. They don't cover it. They never will. And to learn about it, become a member. It's down at check D. Then lifetime stimulus checks. Your benefits are going up 8.7%. But let me explain to you why this is even better than you ever thought. I have 3 reasons of great news for these lifetime stimulus checks starting right now. Number 1, your benefits are going to get getting that raise of 8.7%. But the year after that, they're going to get another raise because inflation is going to be around that year. And the year after that, we'll still have our inflation around, says Jay Powell. So you're going to get 2 more raises on top of 8.7%. Moreover, the 8.7% is a raise on top of your 5.9% of last year. A lot of raises? Yeah, let me show you like an elevator. Last year, you went to the second floor in the skyscrapers because you got a 5.9% raise. Next year, 8.7%, bringing you to the 3rd floor. The year after that, another raise, bringing you to the 4th floor. The year after that, you're going to the 5th floor with another raise. What's happening with the milk and eggs? The milk and eggs will go down next year. And the year after that, down. And the year after that, down. So this is interesting. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? By year 4, you're going to be at the 4th or 5th floor. A lot more money, a lifetime. You'll always be at the 5th floor or higher. But the price of goods to live on will be the cheapest you've seen of 5 years. And so you'll have more money every month, lifetime. But the price of goods that you're going to buy at will be the cheapest you've had in nearly 7 years. This is why your benefit lift is even better than people explain to you, because what your benefits are going up based upon inflation, but as inflation goes away, your benefits still stays at those massive levels. Incredible across the board. You'll have more money coming in monthly, while goods will be the cheapest you've ever seen in the next 2 years. Then Medicare Plan B will no longer consume your raise of your benefits, because Medicare Plan B was solved by an act of Congress featured on this channel every night all across the board. And finally, the last important thing to remember is that it's all automatic, direct deposit otherwise in the mail. Coming up at 11 o'clock is a special edition of Holidays Allied. I'll look forward to seeing you then. And then we have a 3 o'clock, we have a 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 3 o'clock afternoons allied with the breaking news at 3 o'clock as well. Become a member. Go right in this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP. Get as much stimulus as you can. Get it right today. Because yes, the economy will be weakening. You got the data right. You got those beats. You got those predictions right in today's live chat. You want to be ahead of the game. Get as much stimulus as you can. Stay informed, stay focused. Keep it positive. Keep it motivated. And get as much money as you can. And this is the place where you get it. As a big day continues, I look forward to seeing you throughout the day on this channel. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.